Welcome back into another episode of BS Sports Talk NFL Edition with your hosts, Brandon and Steven. Today we're going to be going over Week 16 Thursday Night Football between the Los Angeles Rams going to Seattle to take on the Seahawks. Big division game and conference game. And
for the one seed, right?
Yeah, for the one seed for the division. So we'll see who we'll talk through that one. Should be a good one. And then we'll recap a little bit from last week. Where the NFL kind of stands and what we're looking at for playoff picture and so on. Not too much there, but because we still got a couple more weeks before the bracket is set in stone. But a couple injuries, I guess.
Yeah, we have
is where we should start probably.
Yeah, we have a team that got eliminated, and their team's quarterback and leader, highest paid player in the NFL, out for the season.
So I had to think about that for a second. I was like, who is this guy talking about? I also forgot that Patrick Mahomes got hurt.
Yeah, that's it leads into
I don't know how I forgot about that, but
it leads into the Rams Seahawks. I've had a first round bye in fantasy playoffs. Now Mahomes goes down, staring at JSN and Kyron, two of my big time guys in fantasy, about to play in 20-degree swirling winds 20-mile-an-hour swirling winds, 47-degree and rain in Seattle tomorrow. I can't wait.
Yeah, so
ugly.
Never good when the NFL loses their face of the NFL with Mahomes going down and getting hurt. I guess it comes in a season that wasn't really the Chiefs' best season, I guess, call it.
Yeah.
And kind of scary, the comparison to
Brady.
What Brady was. Yeah.
What was it? The 8th season, they went for their 4th ring and lost. And then in their 9th season, they both tore their ACL and team misses playoffs.
Yep. Which I think Brady's happened a bit earlier in the year.
Yeah, definitely. While they still had high hopes, but
yeah. So Mahomes get hurt week 15. Hopefully, we'll see him back. I don't know. What do you think? Week 5 next year? Put him on the PUP list to start the year. 4 weeks out.
Well, he tore his LCL too, I think. Right?
Yeah,
they say that's a lot worse than
Is
just
it?
tearing your ACL. Like there's people that haven't come back from that. So.
Oh boy. Well, that's not good.
It's Mahomes, the Chiefs. Surely he's coming back, but imagine because Tom Brady, as good as he's the GOAT, right? As good as his career was, he was better the last 10 years of his career than the first 10.
That's true. That's
Imagine we get that out of Mahomes.
That would be, hey, a lot of people around us hate the Chiefs and want to see the dynasty die. I'm not a Chiefs fan by any means, but I do cheer for them and I love to see greatness. So, which is kind of, I guess I don't love to see greatness because I hated the Patriots' greatness season, their dynasty, but I don't know. I guess it's because I think it's hometown team more so.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not bought on the Chiefs just because everyone flipped the script on the Rams and just switched them overnight. Just all became Chiefs fans, which is fine, I guess. But I definitely like them more than Brady in that whole Patriots era, just because obviously they started out beating the Rams when we were probably.
Yeah,
8
that
years
probably
old.
didn't help.
So that started, and then they had all those controversies: Deflategate, Spygate.
That's also true. So
how many different things, right?
They were easy to hate. So yeah. I don't think the Chiefs are the Chiefs really haven't done anything. Just keep winning.
I think I sent you this, but everyone's pissed off how the NFL's rigged or whatever. So the Chiefs are gonna probably not play Mahomes at all next year. They're gonna go like 0-5, 0-6 before he starts, and number 1 pick Jeremiah Smith.
Yeah, pair Mahomes with Jeremiah Smith for 5 years.
Yeah, give Mahomes a generational talent.
Dude, I think they could get Love this year in the draft, maybe.
Get who?
Jeremiah Love.
Jeremiah Love, yeah.
If they need a running game and if they're like around 10, 12, that's where he's projected to go, right?
Probably. But he's definitely number 1 running back off the board. So it just depends on what the team.
Yeah, I guess there's not as many quarterbacks coming out as once thought either. So well, I guess Beck technically has to come out if he's going to the NFL, but I doubt he's that high of a pick. Mendoza probably. I don't know. Sands not coming out.
No, Sands a freshman. He's got
Ty can come out if he wants, but he can stay also, can he?
Yeah, I'm about to say with what just happened to Ty, this little bit of fall off and just the negative vibe around him. Wouldn't kill his career to go back for a year, making $4 million.
Then you have Klubnik and Sellers. I think both of them can go back if they want, can't they?
Yep.
And their draft stock isn't high right now. So we had all these QBs going earlier on in the year.
I think Nussmeier's got to go too.
I think he does have to come, yeah.
What about
So,
Pavia? Is he coming back for year 8?
Yeah, I think his court case just got approved, and he's good for another year of eligibility. So good for him. But no, and then the other injury, unless there's one I'm missing, but Micah going down.
Yeah, that's not
for the
good.
Packers.
Was it a torn ACL? Is
Yeah,
that
torn
official?
ACL.
Yeah, we
So-
were watching that live. We had a good Sunday. You know, we were sitting there just live betting drives left and right. I mean, just trying to play the script. If it was a running script or a passing script, it's a good time.
It is a great
It's a
time.
good time to be in the state of Missouri.
Although it's a lot whenever you got multiple games going on at once.
It
Because you're
was.
trying to keep up with like, okay, who has the ball? What's going to happen next?
The prime time's much better. But
Yeah.
what suckered us in was it was the Thursday game, right? It was.
Yeah, it was last Thursday.
Yeah, it was the Pitts game where it was just like no one was stopping anything, and every drive it was Bijan was getting 5 to 10 rushing yards, Pitts was getting 10 receiving yards, Evans was getting 10 receiving yards, Bucky. I mean, every drive, and then
Yeah, it was.
and then was it Sunday night's game? It was one of them. It was just like turnover city and 3-and-out city, and it's like God, this is
Yep.
why they offer this shit.
Back to reality. So yeah, Micah goes down. Packers are in a bit of trouble here. We'll talk about them on the Sunday show later on. That'll be posted. But they got the Bears this weekend pretty much for the division. So I don't know how much Michael. Obviously, Micah's the head of that defense, but how much does he really flip a switch or flip a spread? And can they win without him? We'll see.
Yep.
I don't know anything else from week 15. I mean, Philip Rivers is back.
Phil did win us some coin.
Did a decent job.
1 touchdown pass, even money. Love it.
Yeah, that was a hell of a bet. I mean, didn't look, horrible. I would say their defense looked better than anything, but he didn't make any major mistakes. Didn't get injured. That's a plus. 44 years old. That's probably number one priority.
Yep.
Do you think he wins comeback player of the year?
Rivers.
He's the second betting odds favorite right now at plus 500.
That's insane.
Christian McCaffrey's the favorite.
But that's just because, books got to hedge their bets or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Surely he was.
So this happened with
When was he first offered?
Philip,
Yeah.
as soon as he signed, but he was offered at like plus 2,500, which is an insane odds. But listen to this one. Was it last year? It was 2 years ago where Damar Hamlin, 3 years ago was when Damar Hamlin had his scare, correct?
Yeah.
So 2 years ago, he came back from that and was playing again. He was like minus 1,500 to win the award. Joe Flacco came back and played it was the Colts.
Yes.
He played for the Colts that year. But he came back mid-season, didn't he? Wasn't that the AR year? Anthony Richardson got hurt.
Yeah, I think so.
And they were like decent, kind of how they are now. And kind of similar situation. AR goes down. Joe Flacco comes in and plays for the Colts and wins comeback player of the year over Hamlin. But whenever he was offered, they opened him at like plus 8,500.
Oh, wow.
So people made like thousands and thousands and tens of thousands of dollars on it just because, and it was earlier in the year. It was like week 8 or 9 that he came in. So yeah, they weren't making that mistake again. So
Yep.
books opened Rivers at like plus 2,500, which is still a good number
Yeah.
considering it's plus 500 now. But
Yeah, but what was McCaffrey? Has he just been the same as what Damar, like minus 500?
so right now he's minus 225.
225. Is anyone else even in the running? Or are those two?
It's them two. It's
Surely Burrow's not.
Burrow's like plus 1,500. Who else was up there? There was a couple other names, but there was someone tied with Rivers at like plus 500.
Can we hop on Mahomes for next year yet?
Literally, yeah. But yeah, so that was cool to see. I mean, Rivers coming back. I took a live Colts 2 weeks ago. Whenever the first day betting became legal here, I took a parlay with the Colts under wins live, the Bears under wins live, and the Texans over wins live. The Texans win this week. They hit. I got them at 9.5. The Colts have to win 2 more games. Got them at 10.5. They only have 9 wins right now. So they have to get to 11. They only have 3 games left. The Bears is the one that might scare me.
Yeah. I was gonna
But-
say, yeah.
So they got to beat the if they have to beat well if they beat the Packers this week, they probably have it.
How many losses you need out of Chicago? They need to lose 2 out of the next 3.
Yeah. Well, no, they can't. Yeah, they cannot win 2 more.
Right. Well, you got
Which-
Packers, Niners, Lions.
Yeah. So I figured they might grab one of them. Oh no, wait. Do they have 10 wins?
Yeah, they're 10-4.
Okay,
right now.
never mind. They can't win another game.
Okay.
They have to go 0-3, which very well could happen still. Because 49ers will still be fighting for a playoff spot then.
Same with the Lions.
Same with the Lions.
But they
So
get 2 of the Packers, Lions are both at home.
yeah.
So, well, maybe. Chip in the chair.
But I say that because of the Colts, and we were just talking about them. I took the bet even when Daniel Jones was still there.
Sharp.
Well, when you look at their schedule, I mean, like to end the year, it was a tough schedule, and they had the Texans twice still. So
Yeah, they definitely had an easy ride the first half of the year, that's for sure.
yeah. All right. Anything else come from this week? It was kind of a boring week. I mean,
Yeah, Bills with a nice win, a little revenge
yeah,
game.
that was the only really good game of the slate, honestly.
Yep, and like we thought, Stephon Diggs didn't do a thing because
Yeah.
all Twitter was talking about was his. We talked about this Sunday. Like, it was just kind of weird that they're pushing all the. This is the time you're in betting, but typically it's like the last week where you're pushing all the player incentives, catches, receptions, yards, whatever it is, right? They were pushing Diggs hard last week. I saw it just all over how he needed 5 or 6 receptions for $500,000.
Yeah, I know we talked about it Sunday, but I didn't see any of that, honestly.
I
But
don't think he had.
yeah, he probably had a couple catches, maybe.
Yeah, a couple grabs, and it's like just freaking 4 weeks left before that game.
Yeah, that's absurd to be talking about incentives 4 weeks from now, especially when they can hit in 1 week.
Hell, I even flipped on like the NFL Network's pregame show, and the 2 chicks that are like previewing games or whatever. That when I got to that game, that's all they talked about before. It's like they were literally just programming us to bet Stephon Diggs, bet Stephon Diggs. So
They're
game
just-
script has no Stephon Diggs.
They were just reeling us in, just like little fishies.
Oh yeah, I think we fell for it too, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Well, we had
We had
him for a touchdown.
And we had him in yards in one of them too.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yep. So, and then I think the only other narrative was Panthers missed their spot to take over the lead in the division. With the Bucs going down on Thursday night, Panthers could have beat the Saints on Sunday to take over the division lead, and they blew it. So we'll see what happens there.
Bryce Young, baby, now he's playing a playoff game for my fantasy team and for his season's sake. Oh,
So
ugly.
yep. Yeah. All right. I mean, not much else. So we're getting into week 16 here. 3 more weeks of the season. No more buys. Every team's playing. And at least as far as I can remember in recent years, like this has been the most probably up and down, or I guess call it most interesting next 3 weeks, like to end an NFL season. Typically at this point, we already have like, okay, the Chiefs are going to be the 1 seed. The Bills are going to be the 2 seed, blah, blah, blah. I don't think anyone's locked into anything.
Yeah, there's a lot of movement that can still happen. And even like the NFC South, the Bucks and Panthers there, whoever doesn't win the division isn't getting in. And they play twice in these last 3 weeks. And we've talked about that a couple of times. That's 2 playoff games here we're going to get.
Yeah. So should be an interesting finish. Let's get into Thursday night. Like I said at the start, Los Angeles, the Rams going to Seattle, take on the Seahawks, divisional matchup. Basically for the 1 seed. I mean, pretty much what it comes down to. If these teams can finish out the next 2 weeks and they win this game, looking like they're going to get the 1 seed in the NFC. So
Yep. Did they? What happened in their first matchup?
it was a low scoring game. Rams pulled it out at home, I believe.
21-19 Rams at home. Yep.
So not a, which we expect in these divisional games most of the time. Low scoring, things of that nature. The Rams offense can just, put up points at will. And we've seen Seattle score at will too, but
We've seen them do that. But last week, man, they struggled to score against the Colts.
yeah.
What was it? 6 field goals for
Yeah.
Mr.
Jason Myers.
Yeah, Mr. Myers.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, not a good time for the Seahawks offense to be slumping. And not a good time to be an owner of JSN and Kyron Williams in the fantasy football playoffs either.
Yeah, not good. RB2, Kyron Williams.
Yes, RB2, Kyron Williams. I don't know. I think this just feels like a season split. It feels like Seahawks at home in bad weather. You know, we talk about like the cold weather teams, the soft dome teams, right? But we really haven't had weather games yet until this last week. We had a couple pretty cold games last night, Monday Night Football. We had Miami playing in 13-degree weather in Pittsburgh. So even your outdoor cold weather teams or like a Seattle in this spot, they haven't really seen it yet this year. So how much of an advantage do you really give them in this spot?
Yeah, that's a good point. How about home field? You know, we always say there's Seattle,
Seattle,
the 12th man, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, but Seattle.
You think they still have it?
I think they will for this game. I think they've been missing it for a little while. But when they kind of remind you of like your St. Louis, Philadelphia, kind of your call them like tier 2 market cities. So not your LA, New York's, right? But the ones that are typically year in, year out are good teams and the fans come out to support or whatever, and they're loud. They really care about the sport. Seattle definitely fits the bill for their, excuse me. They fit the bill for, I guess, that mantra or whatever. And this is going to feel like a playoff game in Seattle. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Yeah, I think you're right there.
It's going to be rocking. They're going to pan the camera over. Everyone's going to have freaking ponchos on and be rowdy because it's going to be raining and windy and cold as shit.
Yeah. No, I like Seattle here too. Just for the basic fact of season split at home. But you know what scares me is just the Sam Darnold factor, man. Like in just big games, just when you need him to shine the brightest, he just finds a way to shrink up. And
I don't think you're wrong there, but the way I look at this is if it's going to be windy and rainy and wet, you got to assume it's going to be a big ground game, right?
Yeah.
I think I would take Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker duo over Kyron and Corum.
Yeah.
And just the matchup of the defenses versus those running games.
I think that's where the Seahawks have the slight advantage. The Rams have an okay defense. They're probably middle of the pack, if not right above average.
I think statistically they're pretty high up there. They're like top 7 or so. I don't know about running specifically, but they've had a really good year.
Okay.
They really have.
Okay. So I guess that narrative's out. But I will say Seattle's probably top 2 or not top 3.
We've
right after Houston.
We've talked about them a lot this year, and they're kind of, wouldn't call them Legion of Boom level, but they're no joke.
Yeah, they're pushing that Legion of Boom again, and that's pretty much what I mean.
And that feels like Seahawks playoff football, right? Like when they're a good team, like when they had the Pete Carroll days and Russ in his prime, it felt as good as like they had Marshawn and some weapons there and Lockett in his prime. It still felt like they were all about that defense and hard-nosed football. And
I think the defense tip definitely got them to that Super Bowl for sure. So, and I think it still holds true. I mean, you even sent the QB statistics to me from when we were growing up to now, and all the QBs are throwing for 1,000 less yards and multiple less touchdowns a year. And
that was,
and even then, like defense were winning. Basically, I mean, the saying's always defense wins championships. So it held back then, and now we're seeing less of an offensive powerhouse around the league. So I think if your defense shows up and makes a statement, you're bound to be in games. And as long as Darnold doesn't make so he threw 4 picks in that first game, I'm pretty sure.
Against the Rams?
Yeah.
Oh, dear God.
So and they lost by 2. Is that what you said? It was in 21-19?
Yeah, were they chasing? Yeah, you're right. 279 and 4 picks.
Yeah. And they lost by 2 on the road in LA. And how
did the run games fare?
And another point to it is I don't know if Rams fans, at least LA Rams fans, travel well. I know it's like just up north to Seattle, but
yeah, not in Seattle. They won't. There'll be no presence
like they don't.
There.
Yeah, they don't care.
They both ran for about the same. They both ran for about 100. But now Corum wasn't involved in this game really either. It was all Kyron. Yeah.
So I mean, it should be a good one. Honestly, as much as I would love to say this looks like a nice same game parlay spot because it's 2 offenses we love, I probably wouldn't touch at least a normal same game parlay. Maybe put one down to like a plus 250 or plus 300 just to have a little action. But
Yeah.
taking actual lines, I don't know about it, man. Or taking unders. Maybe it's an under game.
I was going to say over under 42 just seems abysmally low for these two offenses, right?
Yeah. What was that? What was their first game?
49 was the total the first game.
And it flew under.
Yeah, flew under.
So.
Yeah, I know the more we're talking about this and I'm just trying to predict what this game looks like, the more I'm like, God, am I really going to bench wide receiver 1 in fantasy football for the playoffs?
I know we were just talking about that off camera, but I mean, benching JSN sounds insane, but now I think if you had two, I know some leagues do like 2-week playoffs. If you had one of those instances, maybe you do it just to try to get away with it, but you just can't do it.
No, but I also can just see that, he finishes the day with like 3 catches for 46 yards. And
yeah,
that's the guy that's locked in for 20 plus every week in fantasy.
Yep,
that would not be good. And I'm going to have Bryce Young starting quarterback. So,
yeah. So, apologies about your fantasy for this game, but I'm looking forward to watching this game tomorrow, actually. So,
what do you think about taking the Rams north of a field goal and teasing the under? Do a teaser there. That's
actually, yeah.
Gotta like your chances with that Rams offense and an under.
Yeah, probably actually doing that instead of just trying to build a same game parlay. Probably a better chance.
Especially a Seahawks offense that just struggled to did not put the ball in the end zone against Indy.
Yeah. Yep. No, that's a good look. I like that. I don't think the Rams get blown out. And I don't like a ton of points, so I'm thinking the same way, like 21-19 or 21-15, 21-17. Something weird happens.
Yeah, for sure. Yep, I agree. But Seahawks, I like to think they prevail.
I do like them as well. If I had to pick a side, I think I might have some money on the Seahawks just to make things interesting.
I will say it feels like a season split. Like the Seahawks should win this game because they already lost earlier, but it doesn't feel like the Seahawks should be the 1 seed in the NFC. It feels like the narrative's for the Rams for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Which would then contradict what I just said about the Seahawks winning the game. I don't know.
Yeah, and see, so with the Rams, I think this game might mean more to the Seahawks too because the Rams have the Cardinals and who was it? Just the Titans? No, the Falcons. They have Falcons next week, Cardinals after that. So they could win the next 2 games and still win. Well, I guess if they win the division. So Seahawks are going to be playing for the 1 seed probably that last week of the season. They play the 49ers.
Yep.
They could also go into Carolina and lose that.
I was going to say they got Carolina who's trying to win a division too. Damn, that's tough for the Panthers, man. You smash the Seahawks in between. Although I guess all they really care about probably those Buccaneers games.
Yeah.
Because you win both those, they could rest Bryce Young if they really wanted to and their starters.
Yeah, true. So for the 1 seed currently, it could shake out that whoever wins this game doesn't get the 1 seed though. So, but they're definitely going to be in the driver's seat because they just have to win probably one of the next 2 games and they'll probably be good because they already have a game up on them. So, well, if the Rams win, I think if the Rams win, they for sure have the 1 seed because they have both games in hand to Seattle. So Seattle needs this game a bit more.
Yep. I guess unless they somehow drop 3 in a row and
Yep. So
that ain't happening.
Yeah, should be an interesting one. The last Thursday before Christmas.
Is this our last Thursday night game, or do we get one more?
Well, we get 2 on Christmas, or 2 or 3 on Christmas Day. So technically, those are Christmas. Those are Thursday night games. But then I think there's one.
Nope.
Yeah, this is the last one. Last
week
besides Christmas. So yeah. So this will be our last. Well, maybe we might have something out for Christmas next week. We yours truly has a busy week. So
yeah, big life event coming up over here. shout out Knox. Big dog got to eat.
Oh yeah, little 10-pounder. So yeah, we might have one out next Thursday for the games. Not holding our breath though. We'll see what happens. But yeah, so this will be our last official Thursday night game besides the Christmas ones. So yeah, anything else?
Nope, it's a good one to close it out on.
Yeah, for sure. Looking forward to it. And yeah, I guess if not, we'll see you guys on Christmas Day. So happy holidays, Merry Christmas. Enjoy it with family, friends, and we'll see you at the new year for 2026.
Oh yeah,
And playoff NFL football.
playoff football coming.
Let's go. All right,
Peace.
thanks for watching.